Salmon Science Friday, week 5. Wait, no, not 10. 5. So, here we are, back at it again. Get your prediction sheets out, your whiteboards, whatever. You know the drill. So, what we're going to do today is we are checking out the tank as per usual. So, today the temperature was 6.5 degrees Celsius. Different, same, you tell me. In the observations, we're going to do a pretty straightforward one this week. Just tell me what you see, or tell your teachers or your friends what you see. But while you're exploring the tank in our underwater dive, I want you to be thinking about something here called a prediction. So we are going to make a best decision about what we think these fish are going to look like in the future. So what you're going to do in your drawing is you're going to find your salmon spot like usual. Find the place that you can remember the best, that you can pause the video and draw. So you'll draw what you see in your salmon spot. I labeled mine. Kudos, bonus points if you can do that. And then what I want in the prediction box is I want you, because our salmon have been changing a lot. And so I am curious to see what you predict, what you think is these fish are going to look like next week. And so just to be silly, what I did was I decided that our alevin are growing up so quickly, and I predict that by next week they'll learn how to ride a bicycle. And notice I labeled it as well. So I want you to predict, thinking back to how much they've changed already. We've seen their yolk sacs soaking up. So this could be a bit about how they look, what you think they're going to look like next week, how they're behaving, what do you think they're going to be doing. A lot of you have been making the observations that they still have their heads in the gravel, so maybe you want to think about maybe things will be different by next week. I just wanted us to be real big science brains and come up with a prediction drawing for next week. So that's your challenge for today. Throw on your bathing suit. Let's go for a dive. Wait a minute. Did you notice something weird? Bonus challenge. Taking a look at those fish swimming up at the top, those alevin, they still got that yolk sac. I want us to think about, what do you think would happen to those alevin that were swimming up at the top of our tank while their pals, their sisters, brothers, cousins, and friends are down here chilling out in the gravel? What do you think would happen to those fish swimming up on top if this was a wild river? Send me a flip grid or send it in one of the message boxes. I'd love to hear what you think. So our Salmon Science Friday question comes from Charlie today. And Charlie asks, what if baby salmon use up their yolk sacs too quickly? What'll happen? So this is a really cool question, and this is a lot of the reasons why we keep the conditions in the tank is we want to make sure that they are using their yolk sacs for growing big and strong. So we keep the tank pretty dark. We try to make sure that nobody's really scaring them, because what happens is if we cause any extra stress or fear, they're going to use up their yolk sacs a little bit faster because they're using more energy to be scared or to try to find protection or whatever. And so if they end up using up their yolk sacs a bit more towards stuff like that, living in a really stressful environment, they may not develop well. They may not be as strong as they could be. So it's going to be really important for us taking care of our salmon friends during this experience to give them a really healthy, low stress environment, so that way they're able to use their yolk sacs at the rate that they're supposed to. Because out in the wild, they would be under the gravel, really protected. So they're already starting off at a disadvantage that we couldn't bury them in the tank. So if they use up their yolk sacs in our environment too much, we may see that some of the salmon aren't very strong or well developed, and that may have an impact on how they're able to survive when we set them free. So great question, Charlie. Thanks for sharing, and everybody else, remember, send me a Flipgrid and some messages if you've got questions, comments, or just fun comments. So have a good week. We'll see you next time.